It's nice.
Want to take a breath with me?
Sure. Nice calming breath.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
All right. Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to episode 3 of Danger
Plus survival.
Equals Fun. The podcast of the Whistles, Terry and Wendy.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful that we made it here to day 3.
Me too.
I listened. We spent the day listening.
This is just to interject. We are on day 4. We skipped.
Oh my gosh.
We skipped casting on day 3 because
right.
we were editing.
Episode 3, day 4, covering days 4 and 3.
Yeah, we're gonna do both days. So this is really Friday the 13th episode. Ooh. And Saturday the 14th as well.
Right.
Anybody remember that movie? Anybody? Do you remember that movie?
Saturday the 14th?
Yeah. Do you remember that
That
movie?
was not a...
That's a movie. I think Leslie Nielsen was in it.
I think we're getting into tangents way too quickly. We haven't even said what we're going to talk about today.
Well,
You're just leading them on a journey.
All right.
Okay. So, as Terry said, it's day 4 of working from home. It is Saturday, March 14th. And here's what we're going to talk about today. I hope we're going to talk about these things. We're going to talk about what we cooked and ate today.
Oh, yes.
We're going to talk about work. Briefly, just the public parts, as per usual. We're going to talk about coronavirus in the U.S. versus the coronavirus in Europe. And then we have to share some good news.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So apparently people are listening to this podcast, and somebody out there listening decided to sponsor us. So we have a new ad that we have created for said sponsor, and we're gonna run that in the middle of the cast.
Yeah,
So.
looking forward to sharing that with you. We'll sound like a real podcast.
Yeah, we're like legit here, folks.
It only took us 4 days.
I know, right?
I'm impressed.
It's crazy. Everything's changing so fast right now. The world is totally different right now than it ever has been.
Yep. And
Yep.
so today Terry made corned beef and cabbage.
That's right. Quarrened beef and cabbage.
Corned beef and cabbage is what we're calling it. We made that here today because we were supposed to be at a party at Sue and Ed's. Shout out.
Shout out to Sue and Ed.
Terry's cousin Sue.
Sorry we couldn't make it to your party. We really, really wanted to.
We really wanted to go, but these are the types of decisions that we have to make now. Because we took a chance and went out and partied with a large group of people, and we were in close proximity. We were hugging each other, and who knows?
Yep.
You know, one of our friends may be infected, and then we all get it.
Yep.
So I don't want to unknowingly spread that to someone at this party in Western Massachusetts, where there's definitely going to be susceptible individuals, you know, in attendance at this party. So we don't want to do that to you. We don't want to do that to your family members.
Exactly. We do live in the epicenter of the outbreak. On the East Coast anyway, or in New York. I guess there's a couple of outbreaks, but
Yeah.
because we're in an affected area, we believe it's out of a, maybe it's an overabundance of caution. I really don't believe there is such a thing when it comes to illnesses like this. But we've decided to sort of like stay to ourselves for a couple of weeks, and just to be sure that we haven't exposed ourselves. And once we're done with that, we can talk about visiting our families and, who knows where we'll be. Things are so different, from 3 days ago now, that there's no telling where we're going to be in a week. or two.
I don't know about you, but I feel like both of us just sound different today. I feel different today. I feel ragged and weary.
Yeah.
And I feel like our energy in the first podcast is like significantly higher than our energy in this podcast.
Is I don't know. I guess we'll have to listen
I don't know.
back. But,
I feel totally wiped. I have been working absolute nonstop, and that's not like a weird humble brag or some kind of exhaustion as a status symbol statement. I am just tired, and I am telling you that I am tired.
yeah.
So, yeah, it's been cultural and arts institutions across the country are closing down, or they are rescheduling performances to a few months from now, and who knows if those will be able to go forward. The mayors of these cities and the governors of these states are banning mass gatherings. We've got now New York can't have groups larger than 500. Ohio won't allow groups larger than 100. Tulsa, Oklahoma, I think is in the 250 person range. It's all happening all over across the country. So it has continued to get worse, as we predicted it would in the first and second episodes. I'm not like excited that we were right about that, but
Yeah.
that's where we are.
Yeah. We'll see where this goes. We're sure that if everyone takes the necessary precautions, and doesn't take any unnecessary risks and keeps a level head, be kind to people. There's going to be a lot of people that suffer, like a lot.
Yeah, people are
Because
freaking
of
out.
this.
Well, you saw an example of people starting to push against cultural norms, right? When you went to the store, your big
yeah.
adventure yesterday.
Yep.
Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, I mean, it was an experience, man. We, thank goodness, have been slowly stocking up over the past few weeks because, we try to be as ahead of the curve as possible when it comes to just reading, the news, like from many sources.
We don't want to be caught off guard.
We don't want to be caught off guard. So we read a lot. We try to stay on top of things. And so we were on top of this a little bit. The problem is that it's very easy to just keep going and be business as usual when everybody else around you is doing the same thing. So we didn't know exactly how freaked out we should be. So we decided to act as though we were freaked out a little bit, just in case we should be really freaked out.
I'd say it started like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it started about 3 weeks ago. And, obviously you've seen in the media, well, number one, the president has no idea what's going on. And his cronies are echoing whatever nonsense he's trying to peddle, which is confusing to the public because you have the people at the CDC saying something completely different and advising people against going out or traveling, staying home if you feel sick,
Yeah.
And he's trying to stop people from finding out about this virus because he thinks that it's going to hurt the economy
Yep.
and make him look bad.
Yeah.
And you've got all the folks on the right. God bless you. Love you, brothers and sisters out there. But like you've been saying for weeks that this is a Democratic hoax invented to make the president look bad. And now here we are. It looks like we're going to be about as bad, if not worse, than Italy. We're about 11 days behind Italy. They're in a complete lockdown situation, guys.
Yeah.
Complete lockdown. So,
Like they have to stay in their houses.
Yeah.
It's not that everyone's just working from home. Like you're not supposed to leave your house.
So the folks that have been adamant about, your gun rights and stuff, this is the moment that you were all afraid of, where the government's going to try to keep you in one place, ban your travel, and it's all in the name of public safety. And I'm sure that there's a lot of folks out there that think they're crying wolf again because, man, do they ever cry wolf around this kind of stuff? There's certainly a pattern of lies, but
I want to stay on that point for just a minute because I've been thinking today about Europe versus America and how they're acting differently. I have a friend who's living in France right now, and he said you don't see people freaking out because everyone's healthcare is taken care of. Like they're acting very differently. So if someone like they're being cavalier for different reasons, like they're going out to bars. They actually more restrictions came through today, but people have been going out to bars. It's like I'm young. I'll survive this. I'll just have to go to the doctor. So whatever, I'll chance it.
yeah.
And here we are always used to living on the edge. Like everyone down in New York City, I feel like who's kind of in the service industry or caught up in the cycle living paycheck to paycheck and who live in teeny tiny apartments, we don't have extra freezers. We don't have room to stockpile things. We don't have room to be prepared for stuff, and we never have enough cash on hand to go out and make like a bulk purchase.
A lot of people don't even have vehicles.
Right. So a lot of folks down there get like just right on the edge.
Yeah.
That one day, literally one day disruption totally throws off their lives and they might actually go hungry. So like on the one hand, we are well prepared for, or many of us are well prepared for a crisis because we're already used to feeling like we're fighting for our lives every day.
That's true.
So like we're actually like Americans are actually really prepared and like well rehearsed to deal with this is just the more extreme version of our daily lives. But ironically, it means that we're less inclined to believe that it's actually happening.
Yep.
Because
we're so used to people being full of shit.
Because anything that goes wrong is a disaster. And every day since Trump was elected president feels like, oh, this is the end.
Pretty much.
Oh, this has got to be the thing. I feel like we've been living on just the edge of death, and that we always feel like we're right about to be annihilated, which makes people, it lulls them into inaction in a way.
Kind of. We've become very comfortable feeling like we're always in a state of emergency about something.
Yes.
And
that's the normal that we feel.
And it feels like a psychic attack. I mean, it is. I mean, that's what propaganda is, man. It's a psychic attack, and it's coming at us from all sides about all kinds of shit, and you really have to be good at discernment to even begin to get a handle on what the situation here really is. And a lot of y'all out there, God bless, love you, brothers and sisters, suck at that shit. You suck so bad at discernment. You fly off the handle about everything. You repeat nonsense. Man, I've heard conversations between people that are just, it sounds like pundits from news outlets have possessed you and are arguing their points. It's like not even you. You're letting...
Yeah, you're a different person behind a keyboard too.
Yeah.
But I think that we all just have to... I think it's important to do... I know John Oliver said, right in November 2016, he's like, write "this is not normal" and put it on your refrigerator. So that you constantly walk by it and you remember that yes, life is different now, but none of this is okay.
Yeah.
And none of this is normal. And I feel like we get so numb to it because we have to put up these defenses in order to just keep surviving. And not be overwhelmed with existential dread. But, I feel like this is a good time to cut to a commercial. I feel like things took in a dark turn.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So let's chill out for a second. Let's take a breath. We're gonna play you guys this new ad for our new sponsor.
Take it away.
All right. Don't you want to say?
I want to say, please enjoy this
We'll
message.
be right back after a message from
Oh, I don't know. I've never introduced a commercial before.
Yeah, I know. Me neither.
Okay.
So, but you should do it. I feel like your voice is more professional.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Damn, that was good.
Thank you. With the current global pandemic of the deadly virus COVID-19, we all need to do our part and stay inside, alone.
But if, like me, you suffer from a disdain of authoritarian control, and the concept of government-mandated quarantine makes you want to run outside screaming, you should try Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle.
Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle has everything you need to comply with orders, which you know violate your constitutional right to peacefully assemble, but you still feel like you should follow given everything you've learned from the independent research on infectious disease control you were forced to do since our dysfunctional, science-denying federal administration full of narcissists and sociopaths has abandoned us all to die.
Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle's patented formula contains a unique blend of cannabinoids, methyldioxylmethamphetamine, and lysergic acid diethylamide to address all your isolation-induced ailments.
Not sure if you should just sit on your couch all day or instead meticulously organize your kitchen shelves? The cannabis will make you feel fine with either choice. Worried about transmission of the virus through water droplets? The weed in Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle will dry your mouth right out.
Run out of things to do? Power shut off? The LSD in Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle means you don't need anything but your mind to have a good time, for up to 8 hours. And a dash of MDMA will make you feel like dancing.
Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle. It won't kill you, but you just might forget you're alive.
Warning! Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle may cause flashbacks, binge eating, binge watching, may uncover repressed childhood trauma. Not recommended for people who have to do things. Do not operate heavy machinery or anything while taking Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle. All right, we're back. I just want to take this in a more positive direction after hearing that lovely commercial.
I'm gonna go out and buy me a case of Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle.
Yeah, I've been chugging the stuff all day.
Yeah.
And man, has it made this just completely bearable.
I just heard from the distributor that they now have Dr. Corona's Quarantine in a Bottle in grape-flavored chewable tablets for children. So
Oh yeah. So pick some up for the kids, you guys.
they're really generous in their sponsorship.
Yes.
I forgot to say locusts.
Yeah, how about some locusts? Oh man.
There's a swarm of crop-destroying locusts.
We're supposed to be moving in a positive direction when
Oh, right. Sorry.
oh, the locusts are here.
Well-
Everybody run.
Listen, speaking of running, okay, how's this? This isn't even in my outline.
Okay.
I think there is absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be like Dumbledore's armying this shit. Like they've sent us all home. They've like ceased operations, but there is still an enemy that needs to be fought. And I think that we need to prepare ourselves physically and mentally. That's what I think we should be doing with this time. I think that we should be staying hydrated and taking our vitamins
Exercising.
and exercising and getting stronger,
yeah.
because when the shit hits the fan a month and a half from now and you have done nothing but laid on the couch, I don't mean you, Terry. I mean, you listening at home have done nothing but sit on the couch and eat junk food.
Well, they haven't
drunk
necessarily done those
and
things
watch
either.
Netflix.
We're not judging you guys. We're just saying.
I mean, we're doing that too. I'm projecting super hard right now.
Listen, we're podcasting.
but
This is totally productive.
if all you do is stuff to make your body and your brain temporarily feel better, instead of like drinking water, meditating, doing yoga, and
Practicing your instruments.
yeah, and just getting some discipline in there, when when, like, I don't know, there's a run on the banks, or like there's no more clean water, or just something worse happens, you're not gonna be ready and you're gonna feel bad. Your stomach's gonna be upset and you're not gonna have your shit together. So just like, let's all take this time to get our shit together.
Let's really get our shit together. Wouldn't that be awesome, you guys? Wouldn't it be so cool if we just all got our fucking shit together?
You know how we could start by getting our shit together is making Bernie Sanders our goddamn president. And
Yeah.
you went on a right wing
I know.
commentary.
I
so
didn't mean to.
I can do some left wing commentary for a second.
Yeah.
And this is just for the historical record, in line with the keeping of this storytelling podcast, is Bernie Sanders had a fireside chat tonight. And it was a live stream video. He was literally next to a fire in Burlington, Vermont with his campaign manager in front of a camera.
It happened.
And they live streamed for about a half an hour. And it showed leadership. And I said this maybe in the last episode. This was showing us who our leaders are.
Yeah.
And he's demanding what we realistically need, not these half measures that are going through Congress right now that will help some people get more unemployment benefits and some people get paid leave, but they don't apply to the employees of Trump's big donors. Mm-hmm. Oh, and the student loans, the student loan payment measure that they pushed through today, or that Trump is talking about pushing through. I don't even know if if he's just saying something or if he's going to do it. But there is supposedly some measure out there to stop the accumulation of interest on your federal student loans during the time of this crisis.
Makes total sense.
Which sounds great, except they're not suspending any payments. You still have to make your monthly payment. I'm still going to have to pay $1,100 a month because that's the new student loan payment.
I would be willing to bet that that may change. I mean, I would hope that would change. But see, this is the thing. If Bernie Sanders were already president,
right,
this would be a problem that we would have already been working on tackling.
Right.
And now it's here. And there are some of us, that saw this coming, this exact situation, and it seemed like it was going to be a disaster. So I guess maybe that's why some folks feel like they're kind of ready for this in a way, and like hopefully everybody will keep their panic level low. I feel like if everyone just stays calm, then we can get through this shit without having to have like a giant crazy military lockdown. I would really love to avoid that.
Well, here's some good news.
Yeah, please.
There are some ballet companies in the US that are going to do virtual rehearsals for their dancers. So that they can, watch their instructor on the screen in the safety of their home. And that is a cool, innovative concept.
Yep. There's going to be a lot of live streamed concerts. And a lot of bands I know have the technology to do so.
Please take advantage of that and support each other economically right now. We're all going to need to help each other because this economic game of musical chairs, someone hit pause and we're all left without chairs because the rich people have all the chairs. So suddenly we have to either have a mass redistribution of wealth from the top, hint, hint, or in the meantime, we just all have to take care of each other. So, buy your friend's band t-shirt. Barter yoga lessons for music lessons for your kid. Like,
give a friend a place to live, even if as long as they're not infected. even for a couple of days. This is going to be really hard on people. So, any way you can help anybody out there is appreciated by the grand human subconscious.
Now is a good time to remember the vulnerable populations around you that can become invisible to us on our normal day-to-day.
Yeah.
We have to do what is unnatural for us right now, which is to reach out and see if people need assistance. I don't mean necessarily physically reach out to see if your old susceptible neighbor with a pre-existing respiratory condition needs you to like barge into their living room and sneeze on them. Like, you don't need to help that.
Pardon me, sir. Are you doing okay?
Chew! Don't be that guy that buys crates of hand sanitizer and hoards it.
Yeah, you're already out there. You selfish, ignorant bastards.
Don't be like that.
Just fucking quit it.
You're not going to become rich enough selling black market hand sanitizer that you will be immune to this crisis.
Yeah, all you're going to do
It's
is...
too late for you, my friend.
With all that toilet paper, all you're going to do is wipe so much ass. You're
should-
going to wipe so much ass.
That statement's
And
not
that's
going to
it.
make any sense unless we give it context. Kids,
Oh, yeah. I didn't even tell the
Everyone
grocery store
is-
story.
everyone's buying toilet paper. Terry, why don't you tell us about it?
Listen, people are panic shopping, and they know that one of the first things that people run out of in a massive disaster is toilet paper. So they're all afraid that they're going to have to poop, and they're American, so they're so afraid of touching poop that, they're, oh my God, I need to, make sure I have 6 rolls for every day.
Is this the reason why?
I mean, I don't know.
No, I haven't heard anyone articulate that before.
I mean, that's it. It's like in a disaster, one of the things you're going to first run out of is toilet paper because you shit all the time. So, like, listen, obviously, people are afraid that this is going to be something really bad because I've never seen panic shopping like this.
Yeah.
There was an announcement at the store, like, sorry, folks, there was no dairy on the truck that delivers all our dairy, so there's going to be no milk today. And, like, this whole line of angry people went home.
Chilling.
That's fucking crazy, yo. That is crazy.
And pause to, like, acknowledge our privilege and that we live in a we're renting in a fairly well-off neighborhood where, it's pretty safe and it's pretty quiet and we have very, very well-stocked shelves. We're very fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, but it looks like it's gonna end pretty quick. And I gotta say, there was a dude that, like, cut me off in line at the grocery store, and he was, like, very brazen about it.
And people are driving like maniacs.
People are driving like maniacs everywhere you go. So, guys, like, for now, get where you're going, and stay there. Stay there for as long as you can until things kind of, like, calm down. And please, for the love of humanity, just, like, hold on to your humanity. Hold on to your fucking humanity and don't panic. You panic people are always the asshole that screws up everything in the horror movie.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a horror movie, but it is certainly not a slapstick comedy. So let's just be kind to each other, hold on to our humanity, and be safe.
Yeah.
And, spread awareness.
Not disease.
Not disease and not misinformation, and take it seriously, but stay cool, everybody, please.
So
Just chill the fuck out and don't be an asshole.
I want to make sure that we end on an appreciative, positive note.
Okay.
So what's one thing that you enjoyed about today?
Well, the corned beef and cabbage we made was fantastic. But I mean, there's a lot of things.
For me, it was developing the ad with our new sponsor. that was my highlight of the day.
Yeah. Hey, man, that stuff is great. It works.
I also liked digging through your musical vaults.
Oh yeah.
You know, we here at the Whistles like to produce our own beats.
Yep. We make beats all day, yo. Sick beat. If you want some beats, hit me up.
No, we're gonna show them the beats.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we'll give them the beats.
Yeah, you'll get some beats. Just tune in.
I don't know. I mean, for those patient enough to make it through the end, who aren't like so sick of hearing about coronavirus,
Yeah.
as sick as I am of speaking about coronavirus, you know, we have to do this for art and for history. So forgive us, but
Yep.
completely lost my train of thought.
It's fine. I think we're good for tonight.
I'm shot.
Yeah, it's you know, we're gonna try to stay positive and do the best we can to uplift and stay strong.
That's what I was gonna say. We're gonna include a wide array of of original music
Yeah, probably.
in this podcast, so people who are interested in us from a musical perspective and not just listening to this because you're our moms or because I texted the link to you earlier today and you were afraid I was going to quiz you on it if you didn't listen. Thank you.
Yep.
And as a reward, we're going to drop some never released shit.
Maybe. Yeah, we'll see. Check out Cousin Earth. Check out the Whistles. Support your local bands.
Yep.
But stay the fuck home, all right? And stay safe.
Wash your hands.
Love you guys. Wash your goddamn hands.